Hello, people. I have a question. Did anybody tell you, like, maybe you had very motivational people around you? I don't know. But did anybody tell you, like, growing up, when they're telling you that work hard, get a good education, get a good job, and then you'll succeed in life? Did anybody tell you that in order for you to succeed, you have to fail? Now, no, notice what I said, I didn't say you might fail. I said you have to fail. Now, maybe you're one of the lucky ones. Maybe you're a trust fund baby, okay? Maybe you're 6'5" with blue eyes and a trust fund, and you work in finance. And so maybe, maybe you went straight into success. Maybe the road to success was paved and land with gold for you. But honestly, that is a rare occurrence, right? That's a rare occurrence. Oh, by the way, I'm a Jamaican girl, in case you didn't know, right? But I am what some people would call, or what people would say. Because let me tell you something about Jamaicans, right? We're not necessarily racist, so there's not necessarily a lot of racism because most of us are black, but there's a lot of classism, right? Because either you're upper class, or you're lower class, or you're uptown, or you're downtown, or you were raised uptown, or you're raised in a city, downtown, a ghetto, ray, right? Whatever. So people tend to classify people on that basis. Now, based on where I grew up and probably where I went to school and all of that, I'll tell you all that later at some point. People would consider me uptown. I'm really not. In comparison to how uptown some people are, I am very much not up. I am mid-tone, right? I can do a little bit of both. All the way ghetto and ratchet downtown, quote unquote. But I'm also not all the way uptown. Okay, very much right. So, I'm, so I might jump in and out of patois for those of you who may not be Jamaican watching this show. And patois is our local dialect or native. It's not a tongue. It's like a mix of English and what is it? I remember I did that in school. What is it? English and Creole? I don't remember. I didn't like history. Okay, but it's a mix of a couple of languages based on the people who came here, the people who came here and settled, and we got all mixed and mingled and whatnot. And we got patois, but patois is a French word, so I think it's like French Creole. You don't know? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I just hope you can understand what I'm saying. Back to the issue at hand. Hi, I'm Christina, and welcome to my podcast, um, Life Memoirs. And Life Memoirs, the journey of failing to success. And so we'll be talking about different things, but mainly just about kind of how life is. And that's how life is set up. When I was young and I was growing up, nobody really told me that I'd have to probably fail, buck my toe, bust up my face, bruise my knee, and wallow in the mud and the dirt along the journey to success, right? And for a lot of us, we're still in the failing process as we move to success. But you know something? Once you're on the journey and you're headed in the direction of success, boo boo, just keep walking, okay? And you will make it. All right? That's the key. Is to keep walking. But as I kind of thought about this, what do I call it? Somebody give me some university words. This paradoxical situation or this particular conundrum. You know, I was like, this kind of sucks because Nobody tells you that you have to like that you have to suck to be good. Nobody tells you that you have to, in most cases, be a failure before you are a success. And luckily, a lot of people who are successful, especially in entrepreneurship, in business, in their career, whatever aspect of their life, as parents, as students, whatever, typically they don't tell you entirely what the journey is. I just had a thought. Is this recording? I hope to God. I think it is, people. I think it is. Okay. All right. Right. So, I mean, like, and the thing is, we tend to take it lightly. Like, sometimes I'll listen to success stories of business people, entrepreneurs, yada, yada, yada. And we'll hear about the struggle bus story before the pinnacle of achievement. I just had a thought about Tyler Perry for some reason. Now, Tyler, I have my thoughts concerning Tyler, but I digress. He talked about the fact that he was homeless and he did that of his car. He talked about the abusive um, things or the violent things that happened to him as he grew up and all of the childhood trauma and all of those things. And I mean, he persevered. But the thing is that it's really hard. Like we don't focus on the failure part. Because a lot of times the failure is a bunch of years, people, years, years for those of us who are still on our journey. Sometimes the failure is for years before you get to the boom of success. And the success isn't always a boom either. A lot of times it's just a slow, sloping, creeping little gradual process, to a certain pinnacle. And success in itself is a journey too. You don't just get successful and then bam, life stop. It doesn't work like that. But I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, growing up as a relatively sheltered child, I certainly didn't have a bad childhood in comparison to other people. I didn't. I grew up in a two-parent home, right? I mean, I know my parents would have had financial struggles because they had four kids and we lived in a good area and everything. We weren't rich. Luckily my grandfather and I think my uncle and so on, they started their own business. Things start turn and so life, improved, right? So we got the opportunity to live in a pretty nice area and so on and so forth and such the like. But I mean, we weren't rich. I know to a lot of people we were rich because most people didn't know what rich was, and then they're probably comparing our situation to their situation and like, oh, y'all are rich, because maybe they had less. But I grew up in a two-parent home, had wonderful Christian parents. So, but I grew up pretty sheltered because we took our Christianity and our belief in God, pretty seriously, right? And so I couldn't go certain places, you know. I didn't really go to parties. Had friends, but friendship was for when I'm at school. When I'm home, I'm home. Never really go out. We never didn't have the boyfriend thing. Something? All through high school, I don't think I had one boyfriend. I had one boy who we claimed we were boyfriend girlfriend. After we never know nothing. We didn't know what boyfriend girlfriend meant. Oh, I see you in church and you see me in church and and that's it, right? We didn't even talk. I don't even think we had a conversation for an hour in the whole time we were supposedly quote unquote together. And I think I was a teenager. I think Shh, don't tell my parents. But I think he just like kissed me on the cheek one time, and that was okay. And I think that was it. I mean, boys liked me, boys came, boys tried. I liked a boy here or there. That was when I was going to prep school because I went to an all girl high school. So there was no opportunity for boys in high school. And also, I didn't take public transportation, I didn't take the bus. Because in Jamaica, if you're gonna, there's no school bus in Jamaica, right? You take the public bus with everybody. There's no school bus. So I didn't take the bus. Our parents transported us to and fro. And I think that was important to them, and especially my father, because he wanted to protect us. As girls, we're all girls. So yes, I grew up pretty sheltered. So like after finishing high school, based on what I saw around me, what my sisters were doing, I know that okay, you go to university, and then you go to university. After you go to university, then you start working. You have your career, and you know, life proceeds. But they didn't tell. Sometimes they don't tell you that even when you do all of that, and you do the whole thing and you get the process right, and you graduate with good grades, and you're not a bad student, and I graduated from university with honors. It wasn't first class honors, it was upper second class honors, because I failed one subject in my first year, accounting. Ugh. Probably because I wasn't exposed to accounting much, and then the teacher I had was a joke. And also, I don't think I wasn't, I was still young, so I didn't understand, like, oh, I have to, like, fight to go sit down, read the book, make sure I learn it myself. It don't really matter what the teacher is doing. I'm going to make sure that I learn. I just know I'm in school. I'm supposed to study. I'm supposed to do well. I'm at school. And I'm not going to intentionally fail. But I've always been somebody who, it's not that I, it's not that I don't give 100%, but especially if it's something that I don't love, I tend not to put my all into it. Which is not necessarily a good thing. But I didn't know that that was necessary for like success in life. That in everything you have to put your all, and you have to, that fight that I guess some people had for life, and to I have to do well. I have to at all odds, at all, no matter the cost. I have to do well. I don't necessarily think that was in me, because I made up my mind to do well. I know I'm gonna do well, right? Because I'm going to do the work to do well. But probably that extra thing that some people have, I didn't necessarily have that. I knew I was going to my work and I was going to study. I hated failing, so I never planned to fail. You understand? But maybe that fight, that grit that some people have as a result of like growing up in hard circumstances, I didn't necessarily have that. You know, that never means I mean I do my work. I do my work, and I'm gonna pass, and I want to pass with a good grade, like a A. But you know, anyways, the point I was trying to make is that for the most part, while I understood that I have to put in effort and do certain things in life, and that okay, I'm moving towards success, nobody told me, and I didn't know, and I didn't realize that the possibility existed. I guess I was young and naive. That life will just snap you like a twig. All your little hopes, your dreams, your expectations, the way that you think that things are going to turn out, it can all just bloop, drop, just right? And so that was kind of my story. That's kind of my journey. I'm not going to go into too much of the details of it all right now, but I saw that there was a path that people go to. You go to school, you go to university, you get a job, you start having said job, and you start making money, and life works out. Things can happen, but life works out for the most part, right? I gotta keep checking this phone because I can't see. I can't see if it's okay. All right, I apologize for doing that. I hope you all didn't see my dirty feet. Right, but what I'm saying is that in the moment when you fail, when you're trying to succeed, and you're doing all the things that you know you're supposed to do or that you see people doing that has caused them to quote unquote succeed, and it's like every time you're trying and you're doing and you're doing, and you just a drop and everything is falling apart, you're like, so I'm a failure, you know? So I am a failure. What is this? Right? So, but as I said, nobody tells you that this is actually normal. It's not everybody's journey because for a lot of people, the failure started early. Maybe it started from their parents or just their life circumstance failing to provide for them financially, failing to protect them from certain elements or certain things in life. And so they understood the concept of failure very, very early, right? And made up their mind that, okay, even though there's failure here, and there's failure here, and there's failure there, I believe and I realize that if I keep putting one foot forward and if I keep going ahead, then things are going to work out and I'm going to ultimately succeed. Not all of us knew this. So instead of using the failure as stepping stones or like a staircase to get us to the top, most of us are like, I can't, why is my foot not sticking on the thing, right? Why is this obstacle in my way? Why am I sliding every time I try to walk? You know, why is this business venture not working out? Why is it that every job I apply to, they reject me? Why is it that I keep getting some dumb, stupid jobs that have nothing to do with what I want to do or accomplish in life? Why is it that, the money isn't turning over the way that I want to for me to do X and to do Y and achieve this and achieve that, do that? And if you're not careful, you just sit and you cry and you're like, it's just not working. I guess I'm just not successful. Or I guess I'm just not made to be successful. I'm just not made to be a success. And you kind of sit there. Because imagine for me now that we're like in like this forest, right? And there's a journey and there's a path. And you see other people who have gone ahead of you. You hear other people at the top of the mountain shouting out, hey, I made it, yay! And here you are in the mud and the mire, in the middle of the forest, trying to walk, but it's like you're in some kind of quicksand or sinking mosh pit situation. And you either just sit there like, well, I guess I'm gonna just die right here. Because you see other people dying around you. Because remember, this is the race of life we're talking about. You see other people dying around you, or you see other people who have decided that they're comfortable in the valley situation and they're just gonna hang out there, try to forage some berries and some mushrooms, and just live on the rations that they can find. While you got the people up in the mountain who got all the nice fruit, trees and coconut and mango and watermelon and yes, and they up there, they're eating good up there. You down here eating mushrooms. Mushrooms are good though. I like mushrooms. But still, the point. Barely being able to find something to eat. Just barely surviving. And it's easy to just look around and be like, well, I guess this is it. I guess I'm just not like them up there on the mountain. I guess I just wasn't made to be successful. Don't believe that lie. All right? It's hard. And nobody told us that either. Well, I mean, I don't know if they told you, but they didn't tell me that success, especially if your dreams are big, is is this hard, right? And while the journey of your life is individual, unfortunately, sometimes you feel like you compete with everybody that's around you, which is another thing that sometimes keeps you unable to keep moving ahead because you're like, but why is he so far ahead of me? But I'm so far behind. And look, they're gone. But can I just encourage you today that this is your race? This is your journey. These are your dreams. God gave them to you, okay? He bundled up and wrapped up all the giftings and the abilities that are in you. They are unique to you. And your journey of failing to success is yours. It's your individual journey. And so I want to encourage you not to give up. It's easy to give up. It's easy to feel like giving up. It's easy to just lay there and wallow and just say, you know what, I've been trying for years, and this is just not working. But sometimes if you hear the stories of the people who are up there on the mountain, they'll tell you, I was in this mosh pit for about 10 years. I scraped through this valley for 5 years, 3 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years before I finally got up to that hill. But boy, was it worth it. Ooh, I'm eating good. Oh, my dreams, they came true. I was determined and I made it. And now that little girl or that little boy inside of me can look and say, you did it. You did it. So that's where I'm going to end today. And I hope, I encouraged you that regardless of wherever you're at, don't watch your age. Don't watch what's happening. Don't watch what's happening with other people. Boo boo. It's your journey. You got one life to live, and you only get one chance. You don't know how much time you got. I don't know how much time I have. So the best thing to do is to start making use of what we have, right? Because that mosh pit, that valley, that mud, it gets tiring. You get tired of it. And when you're tired of it enough, then you're going to be like, you know what? My heart, what's inside of me is bigger than this right here. I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I thought about this analogy that success is like when somebody tells you to jump. And they say, go on, jump. And you bend down and you jump. And you proceed to lift yourself up because you're jumping, right? And then they're like, no, fall. You're like, what? No, fall. You gotta fall. But you said to jump. Yeah, no, you gotta fall. And you're like, I don't understand. But the reality is, for you to get the best air, for your muscles to be strong enough to learn how to jump, right? For you to be sick and tired enough of falling on your butt, you would have had to have felt enough pain, get enough bruises, be fed up enough of falling every time, be fed up enough of not hitting the goal or reaching the object that you're trying to jump and catch in order for you to actually get there. So success is kind of like that. You need to jump, but you got to fall first. Cray cray. All right, beautiful people. That's it for today. But I do hope you'll join me for the next episode of Life Memoirs, the journey of failing to success with moi, Christina. And let's continue on this journey together. Come on, you got this, girl. You got this, boy. You got this, sir. You got this, ma'am. Let's go, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you actually sat and listened and watched to the end of this video, do me a big favor. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. Just give me a like, a thumbs up, comment too. If you just want to say, hey, I watched it, I'd appreciate it. Helps with you know, the channel growing and succeeding so that I can keep doing this and make it up there to that mountaintop of success. Love y'all. And I'll see you again. Bye.